Do you
Yeah.
feel families have changed as well, though? We're going deep into this one because a lot of a lot of teenagers grow up quicker. As we like to you and me, we would perhaps watch these programs at home together, tea time, Saturday tea time, we have our meal together. As where nowadays they get to like 14 and they're out with their mates, they're not home as much, they're watching Netflix, they're on their phones. So
Yeah.
are the programs the real fault or society or just, it's the world's drifted, changed?
Well, I mean, I would probably say that it's. I'd say it's down to the parents. I know everyone's going to go fucking no, it's not. But I would say it's a mixture between
Yeah, but
the.
you can't make a 14-year-old sit down and watch Michael McIntyre with you, can you? You know.
Oh no, no, no. But I mean, there has to be a negotiation between the parents and the kids going, right, we want to spend time with you. We don't want to watch the latest, I don't know, gangs and violence on Netflix. And your kids don't want to watch the Michael McIntyre, whatever it is. So let's compromise and pick something together. I think the biggest problem, and I think this is going to be hitting the nail on the head here, social media. I think that's been the biggest impact to families. And I've never been a Labour supporter, but I do support in a weird part. And I've said this before. We actually discussed about the social media ban before. Um, I actually agree a little bit with the banning on certain ages and restrictions, but I don't know if it was done the best way, if that makes sense.
I think they've compromised a little bit now because haven't they got it to 14 to 16-year-old bands now, and then is it 16 to 8, 17? It's after midnight or something like that. There's some sort of time restriction on it to stop the screens being used at night time. Something along those lines. But
Yeah, I
it's difficult for you and me because obviously it's not a category we have to deal with.
yeah,
So it's
I found out that one of my friends has a social media account. One of my friend's kids, my friend's had one for a long time, but no, my like my friend's kid has a social media account, and the child is I think 12. Now my wife's like, yeah, that's normal. How the bloody hell is that normal? Everyone's got social media now. Like people are now turning 5 and getting a bloody Facebook account. It's like, what the hell? So yeah, I can totally agree that this is the right thing to do, in my opinion. But I
the
also think,
only yeah. My thinking for this is why not have two Facebooks, two X's, two whatever you want to call it. Definitely not two Tinders, but a child one and adult one. Why just not have one? Why not have two? One for family, for youngsters, and for families, that where there is literally no swearing, no sharing of rude jokes, even if it are just jokes, nothing wrong with that, and no politics. Do you know what I mean? And just leave that to the adult side.
I
I
mean,
know, I know that everyone would say, "Oh, how can you police that and how can you check that?" But then, if enough of the right people use it, that's how the conversation goes. I know people who use social media as it's just so negative. You're just like, "Oh, here we go again." You're kind of thinking, and then they wonder why people get a bit with them. You're just kind of thinking, well, have a look at yours to everyone else. Everyone, we've said this before, people use their social media based on how they want to do it, and it is their choice.
yeah,
And
I mean,
even this is social media at the end of the day. So us saying a wrong thing might upset somebody, and our intentions are never going to be doing that. But someone's going to disagree with what we say. That's life.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And I mean, the say if I was the prime minister and I had the option to do something about social media, then I would have just said, look, we're not going to ban any kids from it. We're not going to ban any adults. We're not going to block anyone from doing whatever they want. But there is an issue with social media that a guy from ISIS can create a group on Facebook, but I can't post a photo. I remember doing this when I was younger. So I took a photo of my sister's dog, um, who had just pissed on the floor, and I took a picture of it pissing and put it on Facebook. And Facebook, I can't remember the whole thing, but it blocked me or something. And I was like, wait up. And back then there was an ISIS group account thing. I was like, so I can't post a photo of my dog's balls, but ISIS can have a killing account. Okay. Um, so if I was in charge, it would be a fact that you there would be AI controlling everything. There would be, I mean, I'm for freedom of speech. I really am.
Do you
But
think some of this also where there's differences in different countries though? Because you're talking about governing America, you govern Mexico, you govern France, because their rules could be different to what we got here, of course.
yeah,
And this is part of the issue with America being upset with some of the UK stuff or some of the UK government, because UK government wanted to introduce this ban in America, like, oh, it's freedom of speech, blah 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 blah. So, that's.
but having that freedom of speech, you can still say your views are put like we always say our views and opinions, and but we go out our way to not try to upset people. And I think there's people out there who go out their way to upset people. And it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I've always said this. And it's like if I went down the road and said, okay, that guy over there is wearing a green hat. He looks like a complete and utter mug, right? I
No,
now
no, you got to do it like this. You got to do it like this. Hold on. Look at that young man. He's wearing his pajamas. It's not pajama time. He should be wearing clothes. Pajamas are just for your bedtimes. We see them going through the supermarket all the time now. They're in their dressing gowns. They're in their slippers walking through the Sainsbury's and Morrison's and the rest of them. Look at him. He's wearing his pajama top. How can he come onto video wearing his pajamas? Look at him.
This is not a drama top. But if someone was saying something mood on Facebook, AI would then be able to find it, report it, and stop it. And there's also a way to, you know, make Facebook so it is only available for that country. So because
You're talking about having the UK version, American version.
yeah, because the
Um,
issue with this country right now is that
yeah, but
we
then you
are
can't share anything. Maybe the difficulty of that is if you've got relatives in one of these other countries and you're sharing stuff,
yeah,
they then can't receive it because of their rules.
but
It could get messy.
yeah, but that's the main issue with what's wrong with the UK now is that we are trying to
We're too
value
soft.
every
We're almost too soft
yeah, no, because
in like what you can and can't. I'm not going to say what you can and can't do because some people feel like they can have the rights to do stuff they should be had more respect for. And that should be natural. That shouldn't be law. That shouldn't be told. That should be just natural behaviors. Um,
but this
but
country is all about the so say if someone's got the right to have their religion in the UK, which is great, and everyone should have the right to do what they want to do in this country, as long as it goes by the country's values.
mm,
Now, that's actually part of the Facebook terms and conditions for the UK's Facebook thing. So if you're on Facebook for the UK and it doesn't go with the UK's values, then don't go on the UK Facebook. In my opinion, that's what I would do.
We'll leave it there. Thank you for joining us. And we don't want to, as I say, that was an interesting spring, summer, winter talk.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you do have a topic you want us to talk about, it can be serious, it can be fun, it can be family. We want to try and cover, I won't say as much as you can, but try and different topics. You can obviously leave a comment or you can come join us. So thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget to check out all the socials.
And thank you for our sponsor for Maximus and Alexa on YouTube. Thank you very much.
Hey, everyone. Take care now.